All right, it looks like, let's check the profile here. Hey, there we go. Hey, we're both there too.
Hey,
Look at that.
there we go.
Okay.
Infinity stream.
We should start to see a little bit of the chat. Oh, you can't see the chat. So if you wanted to pull up, I don't
Oh,
know.
I'll just pull it up separately.
Yeah, Twitter
Yeah, let's
chat
see.
or YouTube chat, or you could pull up this actual stream and put it on mute and watch the chat over there. But that's a little
Maybe
messy.
we'll go to
Let's see.
Twitter and sure.
And I think it auto tweeted for me. Joint stream with Joe Tannenbaum. There we go.
Hmm.
Okay. And let's make sure we are on YouTube as well.
Oh, it'd be cool if I just didn't have to play it. I think I can just not play it and I can still see the chat, I think is how it works. I'm not really sure. I see a chat window. I guess we'll see.
Smart. Okay, if anyone is here, please start chatting so we can see that it is working. I have overlaid Joe over the chat just a little bit, but that should be fine. Oh, there we go. All right, it looks like chat is coming through on Twitter, but I'm not seeing chat coming through on Restream. I don't know. I think Restream changed a bunch of stuff. It is working on Twitter. I see chat on Twitter. I see
Oh, okay.
YouTube
I see a
chat.
chat.
Yeah. All right, Restream chat, refresh. Hey, there's some Twitch chat. There's a LinkedIn chat. I see Restream telling me that it's ready. Oh, there we go. Now we're starting. All right, so we missed a few, but now they're coming in. Looking good today. Yeah, that's what kind of chat I want to hear. Looking good today.
Keep that banter
Yeah,
up.
keep that one coming. We like that. Okay. Yes, we are working on our we're working on the TUI. Quick question for you, Joe. What is a TUI?
A TUI is a text-based user interface. So conventional interface built via concatenating strings together to make it look like a real thing, or as real as you want to make it, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. And in our case, you can build them anywhere, but we are building them in the terminal primarily because that's the only way you can build interfaces in the terminal. You can't. There's no graphical interface. It's just a bunch of text. So
Okay. So
yeah, that's a TUI.
It's text, not terminal. I kind of thought it was terminal, but I like text.
Oh yeah, text. Yeah.
We just happen to be doing it in the terminal. Okay, I've gotten some notes that my audio is low, but I just turned down Joe, so I think we should be more even now. So if I'm still low compared to Joe, please let me know. Otherwise, we're just gonna power through. Hey, Nate.
Cool.
Okay, so here's what we were working with when we last left off, and what I need you for is I don't actually know how to do any of this, so that's the problem. I watched your Laracast course, and then just kind of like took off into the wilderness by myself.
But so
And
confidently. I mean, you immediately were like, we should use loopables, and I was like, oh, we're going loopables right away. I love this. This is great.
That is one of my great strengths, is being very confident, even in the face of ignorance. Okay, so we have app dev, which great first start because this is broken.
Okay, cool.
But one of the problems here, so we've like scrolled the menu off the screen, but if you hit the right arrow, you can kind of see what it's supposed to look like.
Right.
And so I think one thing, let's see, where do we want to start? One, I want to have this like middle window part, like this part here. I need that to be scrollable.
Okay.
I also want these tabs to be more consistently pinned to the top, and the hotkeys
Are they
more
moving
consistently.
around right now? Okay.
Yeah, so like that. Something weird is happening there.
Show me. Oh, well, first of all, is that just the logs? Is that what's happening?
That's
Yeah.
the
Okay. So
logs. Yeah.
you're getting real logs, so you're getting too much information. So
Mm-hmm.
immediately we need to just like confine that to the height of the terminal. And also it looks like we need to do some like wrapping here because I think you're getting
Oh,
lines
oh,
that are
oh,
too
oh, oh,
long, and so it's getting a
oh.
little confused. So let's look at let's start there.
I
Let's look at
see.
that, and
Okay.
we can get that scrolling. I
Um,
assume you kind of want the logs to scroll, I would say.
I do. Yeah, I want people.
Okay.
I want people to be able to pause the output. Um,
Okay.
well, I don't know. I at least want people to be able to scroll back and see the stuff that was happening before, if that makes
Okay, let's
sense.
start there. That's a good place
Okay.
to start. I like
Okay.
that.
So here's kind of the here's the setup. I have this dashboard renderer.
Okay.
And I stole your concept of tabs here. Um,
Great.
and then I think you're right. I didn't account for line wrapping. So this is where I say take the last 20 lines and just
Yeah.
throw them out into the terminal. And we
So it's
are
already
we are
coming
on
in as
tuple.
individual lines, right?
It's coming in
Like
as
it's already coming
individual
in.
lines.
Okay, that's good.
So if you look over here, it's like gathers output, keeps track of the latest output and explodes it by line, and it just keeps track of the last 500.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Erase slice, let me merge this line. Yeah. Okay.
And the
Very
lines are
cool.
just up here.
Like that.
So,
Great.
good idea, bad idea, I don't know, but it's
Perfect.
working.
So we can do
Okay.
this one of two ways. As lines come in, we can wrap
Mm-hmm.
them and then make those individual lines themselves. So basically, like if you, I'm just going to
Mm,
type some nonsense in here for
yeah.
a second. If
Yeah,
you
this is
have like
awesome. Look at
a
this.
very long line,
Uh-huh.
we can word wrap all of those, re-explode them, and then make it a very long, and then the next array item would be line, and then we just have a consistent behavior here, which is like we can take 20 of those. So the only caveat there is that the gathers output would have to know like how wide the area is, which is not a big
Mm-hmm.
deal. We could pass that along. Or we can handle it here, which is a little bit messier, but not the end of the world. Where would you like to handle
Um, I have a preference.
that? Okay.
I would prefer to handle it in the renderer. This feels like a
Okay.
rendering concern. The
Okay.
fact that the command or the terminal width changes feels like the gather's output should keep track of all the logs, and the renderer should adjust them as
Little
necessary.
separation of concerns here.
Yep.
I dig it.
Yep.
Okay, so um, here's what do you want? Like my approach, I think would be, do you want me to just type some stuff out and you see if you dig it, or do you want to
Yeah.
talk through it? Okay.
No.
Um, we know we're saying we have space for basically 20 lines. We know that, right? That's what we're basically
That's what
assuming
we're
for
doing. I
now.
don't know if we know that, but yeah.
For now, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So before we do the each line, what I would do is I would flat map this, and I would
Mm-hmm.
say, so we're just getting the individual lines here. So line,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
we
your
are
key
PHP
bindings are
storm,
all off.
baby.
Yeah.
So line equals word wrap, and
Mm-hmm.
we need. Do we have a width somewhere set? Somewhere. Oh, I see a width variable, so we're
Yeah.
going to use that.
I think it's up there.
With okay, so we're going to word wrap the line to, we're actually going to use this, which I think is string. No, what is the argument name? Am I not getting a hover? I don't see a hover.
Here, I'll
Are
do
you
it.
getting a
Hang
hover?
on. String
String,
width
yeah.
break cut.
Okay, so if we take this line
Mm-hmm.
and then we do width, okay, you're with me. And then we also want to cut long words. Cut long words true. Okay. So, and then we return. Just a little bit of lag,
You're
and it's like
operating in
killing
a
me.
foreign environment
Explode.
here too.
PHP end of line line. And so that's going to get us
Okay.
that. And then we retake the last 20, meaning like whatever the resulting line, we may now have more lines
Uh-huh,
there.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
But they should have been flat mapped down to like a flattened array, and now we should be ready to roll. I don't know.
Okay, this is
It's press
clever.
save,
So
but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take over. So we're taking the last 20 to
Yeah.
limit how much we have to flat map, and
Right.
then we'll likely end up with a few extras. So we're taking the last 20 again.
Yeah.
So now if we stop
Maybe.
that and start it
Hopefully.
again, hey, that worked. That
Come on.
worked great.
Come
Look at
on.
that.
Great. Love that.
Okay.
Okay. So now we have that.
So then here's the other thing. So we're on logs. We have at least 20 lines, which needs to be
Mhm.
calculated better. Then you switch to JavaScript and look at where the hotkeys go. So help me understand. You see how the hotkeys pop up?
Yep. Yep.
Help me
Yep.
understand what pin to bottom does, if not
Yeah, that's
pin it to
interesting.
bottom.
Well, I wonder if we're potentially our height and our 20 is not matching up correctly,
Oh,
meaning like maybe 20 is
oh, oh, oh,
too
oh.
much. Do you want to just dump height real quick and just see what the
Yes.
value is? Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, we should run this with no alt screen because as soon as you dump, it's gonna like bounce the alt screen because it thinks that
Yeah.
something crazy happened.
That was weird to me. So tell me again what it is.
So it's
It's
no alt screen. I built this in for myself because I got so tired of disabling alt
Oh,
screen,
this is
and
this
then
is
you
not
could
like
go
a
ahead and
system
run.
thing. This is a Joe thing.
This is a Joe thing, yeah. This
Okay.
is a me thing. So
Okay.
and now AR app dev. I'm gonna let you do most of the
Yeah.
typing here since I'm bungling
AR
it.
app dev. I just turned Joe up, so sorry about the audio. We'll figure it out. Okay. 21
Oh, whoa,
is the
whoa.
height.
21. So yeah, we have too many. We're taking too many
I
lines. So let's actually
see.
make this official. Instead of 20,
Yes.
we know we've got a line of tabs. We probably have 3 lines up top and let's say 2 lines on the bottom. So let's just say 6. So just say
So we'll
height
say
minus
height
6.
less 6, and
And then we
then we'll
should
come
have a
here.
better scenario. Except you want negative that, I believe, right?
Correct.
Because
The
you want the
last one.
last of that. Yeah. Now we should be
Um,
hopefully in a better place.
we should be at least in a consistent place. There we
Oh,
go.
baby. That's what I'm talking about. So we can always
There we
adjust that
go.
to how much height we think we actually are taking up with other elements on the screen. Because
Right. Okay.
it looks like it's 1, 2, and we already are buffering height. So we may not we could adjust that value according to, what we actually need.
Okay.
Oh
So,
yeah, that looks great. Cool.
okay. So I want to move these all the way to the top. Why is it being centered vertically? Is that something I've done?
I don't know. Let's see.
Center
Sort of
horizontally.
horizontally. It might
Do
be
we have a?
because well, we're doing minus wait, center horizontally. Oh, well, here, first of all, wait, tabs implode. Oh, okay, that's fine. New line. Let's just say this might totally break it. So just like, we'll see. But let's see if that does something. Oh, I can't switch via tab.
Yeah, I'll
You
switch.
you switched to that. See if that breaks it or does anything. You do have like kind of a big buffer up top there, huh?
Right?
Uh,
We hate a big buffer. We hate it. Um. So you
yeah, I'm not
keep
really
you
sure to
keep
be
thinking.
honest. Yeah, I'm
Let's
not sure. We'll have to figure that out.
let's
W-
do. And okay, so I need to answer 2 questions in chat. Joe is the creator. Joe's the creator of the library that I'm using here, also a Laravel employee. That's who Joe is. That's why he's here, because he knows how to do these things, and I do
Somebody's
not.
Joe.
Yeah,
That's
not
right.
this person says
There.
not a Laravel dev. Who's Joe? Great question. Great question. Let's find Twitter/Joe Tannenbaum. There you
Joe
go.
Killer. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I
Didn't
don't know
know
who
that.
that is. That's Joe. Joe is the creator of Chewy, which is what we're working
Yeah.
on right now. Okay. So coming back here. Oh, the other question, how many of those sweaters do you own? Let's pretend it's a lot. It's actually just one. But let's pretend it's not just one that hasn't been washed. It's just so comfy. I have
Do
to
you
wear
have
it.
so this hoodie since Laracon has just like lived on the back of my chair and I just throw it on
Yeah.
whenever I'm working? Is that what
Mm-hmm.
you is that that's the game? And I kind of have it in rotation. Like after like a week, I'm like, I should probably
Yeah,
chuck this in the
except
laundry.
um I don't know if this is like a me thing or a guy thing. I know it's not a my wife thing. I have a little pile of clothes next to my bed. That's
Uh-huh.
like neither clean nor dirty, but it always is there. So it's like, I'll take off some clothes and I'm like, I didn't really get those clothes dirty. Let's just
Didn't
leave
get
those
proper
next.
use here.
Let's put
Yeah.
those in a little holding pattern. We'll keep those right there. And then I wake up the next morning and I look at the little pile and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wear that again. And I put the sweater back on.
Okay.
So the sweater goes into like the holding pattern pile. So neither
I kind
clean
of
nor
have that
dirty.
pile on top of my dresser a little bit, I would
See,
say.
there you go.
It's less formal than all that, but yeah, sure.
So if we did this, let's say,
Yeah, I'm curious, like,
let's
if we just print
just
a line
render the
up there
tabs. Oh, you want to do just a line? So if we did this line, hey
just to see if
y'all,
that is even buffered
return
down.
this, need a semicolon here. I guess I don't have to clear with an alt screen. See, that's wild, right? The floor drobe, the close buffer. That's funny.
Floor trope is great. The floor trope is
I feel
really
like
good.
the floor drobe is mine now. Okay, so what do we think
Yeah, what's up
about?
with that? That's just oh, is your line height insane? Do you have
No, I
space
don't have
between your
Taylor. I don't
tiles?
have Taylor line height.
Because you can't even select further up, which makes me think that the prompt is moving way down out the gate. Oh. Mm, can you open up like the Mac terminal and run this? Like the normal one? Oh boy, I'm asking you to like do a bunch of stuff here. Okay.
Yeah, so this feels like the Mac terminal. Where am I? Okay, so I want code, probably Life OS. I don't think I've ever used this.
I know, yeah.
And it's just the same thing. Come on, Aaron. It's the exact same thing.
What are you doing over there? Or what
What are
am I
you
doing
doing
over
over
there?
there? Yeah,
Somebody's
who's
doing
doing
something.
that? Hey, Sam Who.
Okay. Let's go back to the code
Ooh,
real quick.
let's just check let's check the actual command and see if we're doing something wonky there. Let's go to dev. Oh, nope, just new dashboard run. This is all just registering commands. New dashboard run. Show dashboard. Listen, do some stuff, loop this render.
I
Init
wonder if
dimensions.
no, it shouldn't be. What is init dimensions? What is that?
I don't know.
Oh no, init dimensions just gets the width and height of the terminal. So that's like a question. Are if you disable any of the commands just for a second, so like remove all the commands and see if something is outputting before it gets to where we're going. I'm just curious.
Those don't need to be, just this one and this one. Gonna be no. Yeah.
You can close out the other one if you want.
Yeah. Still.
What in the world?
All right. Let's keep going. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah. Okay.
Rather, I'll let you figure that out later. Okay. So what I need to do now is let's just check to see where we're at. So if we kill that, we're still at hey y'all. We need to clear that out for dashboard renderer. So for some reason we have some buffer up here. That's fine.
We'll
get rid of that later.
Easily adjustable.
Yep. Okay. How in the world? This needs to be stack traces need to be prettier, but that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
How would we get a scrolling panel in here?
Okay. So Prompts has this kind of built in. This is like so astoundingly hard to do, and Jess has like built it in like a method, which is like so impressive. If you don't know, for people on stream, Jess Archer, one of the most brilliant people that I know. She's lovely and intimidating, and she's a lovely person, but she's so smart. So
which is
she
the
built Prompts, which
intimidating
is the
part.
base of this entire thing.
Jess, what's we'll just find
I
her.
want to say Jess Archer codes. Jess Archer codes. Yeah,
go follow her.
Amazing.
She's incredible. So yes, definitely go follow Jess. All right, so she built
She's also,
something.
I'm just gonna say, if you're following Laracon AU, she's gonna blow some minds next week. I'm just saying.
I'm so excited.
It's gonna be
I know
incredible.
what
I
it
just saw
is,
it.
but I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, dude. When
I know.
when the reveal happens, it like the audience is gonna like it's just gonna be. I mean, I've done it every time I've seen the demo. It's just
I cannot
it's
wait.
so good.
I
It's so good.
cannot wait.
Okay.
Also,
Uh
while we're talking about how great Jess is, mom to twins, so very near and dear to my heart.
Indeed.
I think
I
hers
believe
are
much older twins than
much older. I
yours
think
are.
hers are
Yeah.
like 10 or 11 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But
Oh, hey, Hugo's
family,
here.
twin family. Um, okay, let's make something scrollable. Let's go to um here's how it
I
works. We're
imagine
gonna add to
here.
the renderer draws scroll bars, I believe it's called, as a trait.
Okay.
Okay, it
Draws
draws
scroll.
scroll
Oops.
bars, yeah. And this is not me, this is Jess.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a scroll bar. We need to show the lines that are visible. Here, if you want to pop into that actually,
Uh-huh.
to the traits. So we have that scroll bar method, which is the magic bit. We have the
Okay.
visible lines. What is the index of the first visible item so that we know where how to position that scroll bar on the side? The height of the area that we're working with, how many items total, and what's the width of the area. Those are the, I know it sounds like a lot, but like those are the things we have to pass in. And then we
Yeah, I'm just
magically
gonna
get
monkey with this a little
a
bit
bunch
just so
of
I can read it.
lines in a scroll bar.
Okay, so we need to pass in
Don't worry about the
we
color.
need
You
to
don't have to worry
yeah, we need to pass in what's visible.
about it.
Is that
So basically, that
not visible
slice,
within the window? Is that visible across everything?
no, visible in the
Or is
window.
that visible in the window?
So this methodology of
Okay.
doing this while in the renderer may not ultimately
Mhm.
work as a plan because we actually need to know how many total lines there are. So we may need to pre-word wrap some of this stuff and shove it in the proper array that you're originally working with. You know what I'm saying?
Barely, but let's keep going. So if
Okay.
we have the arguments kind of in mind. We've got a collection of visible lines and an integer of the first visible, which I
Meaning
don't know if
what's
I
the
fully understand.
so let's just say we have a collection of 100 items.
Yep.
We are showing 20, so that
Yep.
collection of visible is going to be 20 items.
Uh-huh.
And we are saying we are at the 40th item. We're at index 40 of this collection. And all that's doing is showing because she has to draw a scroll bar, right? So this is all completely
Oh,
manual.
oh, oh,
So it's
oh,
saying, okay, how far
oh.
down this list are you? And then give us the total height of the area that we're working with. And that means that we can draw the scroll bar
You got it. You
draw
got
the
it.
scroll
Power through.
bar appropriate height and
Okay.
then the total of items. So like how many items are in the actual collection. She's basically just calculating percentages here off of like what you're showing,
Got
right?
it. Okay. And this is for scroll bar only. Got it. Okay.
No. This is going to show a scrollable list. So like you'll be
Oh.
able to scroll this list. Here's the difference. So in a browser, we get this for free, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
we can just put a bunch of stuff on the page and the browser will figure this out for us. In
Mm-hmm.
the terminal, it's a virtual scroll. We don't
Mm-hmm.
render things that are outside the area. We're only rendering
Mm-hmm.
what's inside the area. So it's like a scrolling list of these 20 items, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
super manual, but this is like probably the best abstraction I've ever seen of this, where it's like as minimal information as you can give and get this back.
Okay. All right. Let's try it.
Okay,
Um,
so
so we have draws scroll bar as a trait. So I imagine like somewhere down here, are we gonna do this scroll bar or something?
correct. That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's probably not gonna each out our lines anymore,
Beautiful.
or at least
We're
not
actually going to
yet.
set that to a variable. I would say that
Okay.
everything we just did there.
All right. So we'll call this. I'm gonna call this visible. Does that seem right?
That seems correct.
Okay.
So we're going to
So
do this the way we have it now, and then we'll adjust for
I love that.
other things later. We'll just do it this
Incremental
way now.
progress. I love that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
visible first visible. So visible, then what is
yeah.
first visible going to be here?
So we need to know what index we are on currently, which means that right now, okay. I was like trying to keep this simple, and I was like, "There's kind of no way." We need to add a little bit of state to your gathers. What is it called? Gathers output.
Gathers output.
Okay, because is this a generic gathers output for everything that's happening
for
here?
any output. Yeah. So
Perfect.
riddle
But
me
they're
this:
all individual.
is there something we can just hard code here, just like one, two,
Yes.
three, four, five, and run it?
Uh, let's do 20. Let's just put 20 in and we'll see what comes out of that. So we're on the
Okay.
20th index, let's just say.
Height is
The height.
required, and so
Hmm.
we have that. Allow no, no, no. We have
Yep.
uh
Allowed lines is good. That's good.
okay.
Yep. And then I think what's next?
Total.
Okay. So then we have that information already. So go back to the other screen.
Oh, oh, oh,
So it's
oh.
the
So
it's
we
the
need
total
to
of this here. These lines, that's the total we're looking for. How many lines do
okay,
we
so
have?
we need to do something else here. We need to not take that. We need to flat map that. We need to say that this is total lines after it's been flat mapped.
Oh, yeah, we could
Then we'll
totally do this.
say
Yes.
visible equals total lines take. And then this is total lines count. That seem
Beautiful.
right?
Yeah, and then I think we just need a width as the last one.
Width. Okay. Which we have. Okay, so we've written the scroll bar, but have we written the lines? Yes, I guess the
No,
scroll.
it's a collection, I believe, that's returned, and then you each out that, if I remember correctly.
Oh, returns collection int
Yes.
string. Yep. So then
Yep.
we'll just each this line. By the way, your course does this all the time, and
Yeah.
that's not a
Yeah.
pattern that I use very often, and I love it. It's
You're
great.
about to use it a lot. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
great. All right, so if we quit this,
Oh
I don't
boy,
need
here
to
we go.
clear it.
Yeah, it was a
All right, so let's do no
total.
alt
Okay.
screen.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Dashboard
Oh,
render
interesting.
pad.
Okay. Oh, it's probably expecting to use this with. It's never used by itself, so
Oh,
it's just missing a trait, which is probably draws boxes. Say
interacts with strings. That feels pretty low
okay.
level.
Yep,
Do we want
that's
that
fine.
one?
Yeah, we'll take it. So just
Okay.
add that to your main one.
Interacts with
I'm kind of
strings.
surprised that's not in there for some reason. Uh,
Okay. All right, so let's
and
do the
now,
with an alt screen.
okay,
That
I don't see
is
oh, because we
something.
don't see a scroll bar though. I don't see the actual. I see a
Let's
bar, but I
change
don't see like the little.
let's change this to like 5. There you go. Right there.
Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, perfect,
Okay.
great. We just made a scroll bar. Now to make this work, you need to track the scroll position on each of these
Mhm.
gathers outputs, right? So you need to know what what index you're on. So basically, whatever you decide scrolls. So if you're doing up and down arrow keys, you just need to change that index, and then that'll slide the visible view as we go. So that'll be your like
Oh,
first
no way.
visible, right? So
Okay, so
basically,
let's do
on
this
gathers
then.
output, just add a piece of state.
Well, let's can we just
Oh,
test it
don't
real
do that.
fast?
Oh, sure, yeah.
So if we have these are all of the lines mapped to the right size.
Right. Instead of take, you're going to want slice, I believe, or yeah, slice. You want to take a slice of starting at the index we want to be on and the number of allowed lines that we have.
Oh, I see. Okay, so
Make
we'll say
sense?
start equals 0,
Nailed
which
it. Yep.
is not right, but that'll be fine. And then we want slice, offset, and length. So we'll do slice from 0 to
No,
not
start to
no
allowed lines.
start and have as many allowed lines as you want.
And then change that 5 to start.
Okay,
And
now we're getting real.
and then once we replace start with the state from your gathers output,
Mm-hmm,
we'll
mm-hmm,
have a
mm-hmm.
proper thing going on here.
Okay, so that looks right to me in that the scroll bar's at the very top, and presumably this is the first line that gathers output has collected. So now,
Yes,
what if we
presumably.
did what gets passed in here? A dashboard gets passed in here. So let's go to dashboard. Oh, I see. Let's just do one global one for now, and
Sure.
then we can do it on bit by bit. So this is probably on, we'll say on down. Does that seem right?
Seems good. Yeah.
This current command stop, we'll say this doesn't matter.
What is current command?
Scroll. Current
Oh, I
command is
see.
the dev command. So we could put the state there.
Yeah. Isn't that's where, yeah,
That's
we
where
could
we
totally
want
do
it, in
that.
fact.
Yep. Yep. That's correct.
um, so let's just do that. And we'll say current command scroll index, probably just
Well,
plus
why don't you just add a
plus.
method that's called scroll down, and then we can just deal with it
Uh,
in there.
the old dog. I like that. Current command, dev command. Um, public function scroll down. We'll make it a little bit more intelligent in a second, and we'll
Yeah.
say, let's just say, fine, protected.
Public.
Should be on control N. That's interesting. I don't know what control N is. Public, integer, scroll, and see all this terminal stuff. We'll just start it at 0. It should, in reality, be the last line because we want it pinned to the bottom, but that's fine. We'll
Oh,
say
sure. Yeah.
this scroll. Control N for down and P for up. That's so interesting. I've never heard of that in my life. Scroll index actually needs to go, if we're scrolling down, the
Go
index
up.
needs to go up. Is that right?
Yeah. That's correct.
And we'll add some safeguards here in a minute.
Yep.
Okay, so then back in dashboard, we want this command scroll on down is scroll down. And on these little affordances are super nice. Are these you or
I
Jess?
This is me.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You can register key presses the way that prompts does, but the fluidity of this and this it just feels so much better. It's just more
Yeah.
fluent.
Yeah, I
I mean,
like
she
this a
didn't.
lot.
This isn't really what it's for. I am like really
Yeah,
hijacking this thing, so
of
it's
course.
she shouldn't have thought about this stuff.
Of course. Okay, so then we can now go to the renderer and check to the prompt. And so instead of start, we'll say prompt scroll index.
Prompt commands. I don't know how you
Oh, oh,
access
oh,
that. I
oh,
think
where does
if you go up a little bit, I think
this
it's that.
one?
Yeah, yeah.
That could be made nicer. But who has the time?
Nobody has the time. And
So
then yeah,
then it's
scroll
just
index.
selected scroll index.
And I think we might have a scrollable window now. Let's see.
Hey, we've got a
It's working.
scrollable window. Look at that. Oh, we got some
So we
errors,
don't have
but
the
who
safeguard,
cares?
so it sort of like
Yeah.
gets wild in there. But yeah.
So if we go over to that's just not running. None of these are actually running, so we don't have any. Look at that. We have a
So
scrollable.
if you end up clamping it, if you make sure that the scroll index doesn't go past the allowed
Uh-oh.
values, then you're in the money. You're good to go.
Uh, Scroll index equals, so this will be fun. Equals
So I actually just
max
added.
min.
Are you in the Are you in the latest version of prompt of Chewy?
1.7.
Couldn't tell you. Let's see if you have it. I have this new utility because I've been doing it so much. Yes. Okay. Cool. And you'll be the first to use it probably.
Oh
It's
yeah,
called, I
1.7.
believe, clamped number. So you can,
Who has clamped number? Where do I
you know
get
what? Let's
that?
just do it the manual. Don't do it this way.
Okay,
This is too much. So you want
this is it.
to. Yep, you got it. Nailed it.
Do I?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's the
The
minimum.
max
It's the
of
minimum.
the minimum of this.
Uh
And
huh.
oh, I don't
And then you
have
can.
the
Oh,
mapped lines. We
yeah.
might
We do
because
have to
I
move
didn't
them in.
flat map them. We have to move it into that other spot,
Yeah,
don't we?
but you're gonna need them for all of it. So when you initialize, yeah, the all these dev commands need to know what the width is, unfortunately. It's kind of the nature of the beast sometimes that unless you do this logic in the renderer. So you have to you have to pick your poison here. You either have to make sure the scroll
Hmm.
index is not past that in the renderer, or you need to do it here. And either is fine, but you get weirder side effects when you calculate it in the renderer because you'll always be increasing the scroll index. So you might
Mm-hmm.
like if you went past it, then you would get like this weird delay going back up because it's like decreasing until it's like caught up to where it actually should be. Yeah, you
I
hate it.
see.
I hate it too, but it is a little bit the nature of this particular beast.
Yeah, this is a very this is an environment that I'm not used to being in.
Yeah,
Like all this manual stuff. Yeah, somebody said we could just pass Max in for now. Let's just do that for now.
that's fine. That works.
Does that
Yep.
feel okay? There's some
Well,
refactoring to be done.
how do we know the max though? We still have to know the flat mapped max, right? We have to know the word wrap max on this thing. Because the scroll down happens in the
Oh,
key
it happens
binding,
in the
which is in the
freaking other
state.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now,
All right, let's move it to.
yeah, it just gets wild. I was gonna say you could pass it back from the render to the thing, but that just feels bad. That feels bad in a different way.
All right. So we're going to move it over here.
Here's
Um
how I typically do this. I like to have a pure like lines, meaning like these are the original lines. So if they resize the terminal or something like that, or I
mhm,
need adjustments, I still have the original to work with. But then I have
mhm.
sort of like a word wrap lines array as well. So that like every time we're adding lines, we're adding it to the original and we're adding it to the word wrap so that like the original stays pure and we can like work off of it if we need to for some reason. I am
Okay.
probably over optimizing right now for this particular project, but I'm just sort of checking that out there.
Would it be too expensive to just have a I just don't have a good sense of how fast all of this stuff is. So would it be too expensive to do this?
No, it should be fine. That's cool. Yep.
I feel like this stuff is
Uh,
pretty quick, right?
right. But again, like, how are you going to?
I need the width, eh?
Yeah, the width is really the thing.
That's fine. We'll just start here. Make it
Yeah,
work. Make it
this is the
pretty.
easiest way for now.
All right, so we can get rid of you, and then we'll say that you come here. And since we just have one, we'll put it up there. Um, this is so then we can come back here, kill you for a second. Dashboard renderer. Who are you? So we need gathers output to receive the width, but that happens in here.
Oh boy. Where
Oh
and is
boy.
that happening in the original command?
Yeah, that happens out in userland. So what we're going
Okay.
to
Well,
have
here's.
is a set width. Go on.
Yep. You already did it.
Okay.
You got it. Yep.
Okay. Sorry. And which might be good because we might need to reset it anyway if somebody
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
resizes. I guess this doesn't need to be public. I just don't really care. It's not a Boolean either. I don't really care about public private that much. Do you? It's just not
I
something
don't
that's
accept
ever concerns
except
me.
in this stuff.
Oh, shoot. Dang it.
I've never had more public. No, you're right in this. Like this is fine. You don't need this public. But I've never had more public properties on any class ever than since I've started working with this stuff because I don't know. I just make everything protected. It's all
Yep.
protected all the way down.
Um,
Okay, so here's what we're in the
can we do
dashboard.
each run? We start each one. We also need
So
to.
I would set a public with property on this so that everybody's on the same page and we're not calculating it twice
Oh,
in
that's smart.
the yeah. So public with property, set it to what you're setting it in the renderer right now, which you already have somewhere in there. Boopity bop. Yep. Grab that, set that property. Now
Because this
everybody's
is
working off the
prompt.
same
Okay.
width all the time. Yes, exactly.
Cool, 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 cool. I like it. Width
Yeah.
equals this terminal less
Hmm.
2. And then,
Just set the property instead of a local
yep.
variable. Yep, yep. And now we can pass that along to whatever. And now the renderer can also use that too. So everybody's on the same page.
So, I mean, we could probably do set. These are the commands? These are the commands, and I need to go through the command to the component, I think. The command has a component. Goodness me.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we need to go through the command to the component. So let's just do it like this for a second. Let's just pull all of this in here. We'll say that this is a dev command. We'll say command run. And then does run return this? Yep.
Uh-huh.
Then I don't
Set
like
width
that.
here.
Command component.
Oh,
Not what. Boy, architecting this stuff is I'm having trouble keeping track of this. Set width
yeah.
is this width. I feel like despite it being like nice and organized in different classes, everyone has to know everything about everyone else. And so it's like, what are we doing here? You know?
When you're doing something simple, it's pretty straightforward. As soon as scroll bars get in the mix, it starts like everybody needs to know a lot of things, which
That's
is
why
which is
you're
frustrating.
here, because I looked at scroll
Yeah.
bars and I was like, I can't do that. Okay. So now upon booting the dashboard, um, the prompt dashboard, we set the width and then we
Hmm.
loop through the commands that have been registered, which could be userland. And we start each actual underlying command. And so
Right.
this does the whole pending process thing and starts it. And then we reach into the gathers component of each command and we
Hmm.
set the width. So now we are safely here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
we need to make sure that the renderer is now accessing this width instead of width because that's no longer available. That's because that's going to break
Okay, so we need to
everything
go to the
immediately.
dashboard renderer.
And
And for
wherever we're
now,
referencing. Oh, yeah. Perfect.
I'm
Yep.
just going to do this
That's
prompt
correct.
width.
Yep. Perfect.
A little goofy, but that's fine. Okay. So then down here, total lines becomes prompt. What did we call it? Wrapped lines.
Wrapped lines, but it's not the prompt. It's
Nope.
this commands thing.
Mother.
Yeah.
God freaking.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna we can do this as early as we want, right? Selected command is over here. And prompt commands. I think we can do this as early as we want. So we're just gonna say that
Yeah.
selected equals that. We'll move that around later. So then presumably we can say total lines equals selected command, which is goofy because this is named selected command and they're entirely separate things. Selected command component.
Oh man. Oh
So
man.
gross.
And then wrapped lines. Oh boy.
Got to make it work. Just got to make it work.
And then you want the count on that. You want the count on that because it's
Do
total
I?
lines. Yes.
No, I do
Oh,
it
sorry.
down
Total lines
here.
count is below. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, let's do
Yep.
this. Wrapped lines is wrapped lines slice, wrapped lines count. So what have we done? Have we done anything? Catch me up.
We've clamped.
Where are
I
we?
think. Oh, we need to
Oh, we
clamp the
haven't
values.
clamped. We
We have to
haven't
clamp. That was the
clamped.
thing. Is
That
we need to
was the
clamp the
whole
values.
freaking thing. So we need to go to, what are you complaining about? Yeah, yeah. Hey, perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so now we know some things.
We do. What do we know? So we need the min of
This wrapped lines count.
is it this? No, it's this component,
Oh, components.
which is goofily named. Doesn't mean
Okay.
anything. Component could be anything. Okay, so let's just say max lines equals that. So we want the min of, yeah, the min of one more or however many lines there are.
I think -1, I believe, is what we want because it's we're doing a count. So I believe -1. Because the
Right.
last index will be one less than
think
the count of the
I think you're right. So I don't actually
this we don't need
this
max lines for.
yeah.
We just need 0, and it would be -1. Perfect. And now we might have something.
Might we? There's like a 4% chance we got all this right. Okay, so we are back. Goodness, I need to name these things better. We're back over here. Current command, scroll down.
It's so clean. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. Why am I not just using current command over in the renderer?
Nobody knows.
That's exactly this. Nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
Least of all me.
We're all asking.
Yeah, yeah, we sure are. Okay. Okay, so
now
we're
you should
scrolling
stick
down,
to the
down,
bottom.
down.
Oh.
And we don't.
Okay, what did we not calculate correctly here? Oh, sorry. Okay, let's go back. Yes, this is the last piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
We can't scroll all the way to the last index because we need to leave the number we're taking on the screen. So I know this is all so manual. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. We can totally do this. So go to the renderer. And how many are we where are we setting this? Oh, allowed lines is height -6. So I have some slightly bad news for you.
Okay, perfect.
we, this should probably be stored on the wait, do we
No,
need
don't
to?
do this. Don't do this to me.
Oh. Okay, the quick
I see what
fix
you're saying.
yeah, the quick fix is that we can do this in the render, but long term that's not great because of the same problem we had before.
Shoot.
The official way of doing this would be to pass the height along and store how many are supposed to be visible at any given moment on the gathered output.
All right, we just did it, so it's fresh. Let's just power through.
Yeah, so we basically just need to replicate that. Yep. Man, oh man.
No, we're doing this. Set dimensions.
Oh baby.
What do you think about that, huh?
I love
Isn't
that.
that
I love
wild?
that. Yeah.
Yep, 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 yep. So then we come back to who? You probably? Each
Yeah, so let's get a height property on this as well.
So we'll come back to the renderer and we are just gonna yoink that and we'll just replace it with that for now, which is silly, but that's fine. And so we just, good Lord, we're just putting stuff everywhere, aren't we? And set dimensions now accepts a width and a height. And we need to say that this height, Chewy Pager sounds like a package on its own. Yeah, Joe, can you just do that and get back to me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like I could build 100 of these things, but like who want
You
I don't know,
should.
who actually wants them? There's like, I
Me for right
uh,
now.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Don't you? It's not like it's just, Taylor's not watching. You should just do
What
this on company time.
what else am I doing? I am doing this on company
Oh, perfect.
time.
Even Steven, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Okay, set dimensions, width, height. Okay. So then
Okay.
probably over in the dev command,
Yeah.
we need to do
So
something.
we should ay, 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 ay. We should specify somewhere in here a property that says what the visible window, what's the count of the visible window, so that we can use that in the renderer. Okay. So basically,
All right, let's
make a
hard code it for now.
property. Yeah, it's fine.
So we'll say this component, we do have height,
And
right?
right now we're setting it to height -6, if I remember correctly.
Man,
I
whatever.
know it feels bad. It all feels bad.
It all feels bad. We are setting it to, so in
Wait, why
the,
is this?
all right, so in the dashboard prompt, we're setting it to
Mhm.
terminal lines less 3.
But go down to allowed. I think we called it
Oh,
allowed
F me,
lines.
yeah. Mother.
Yeah,
So
height minus
then,
6.
all right, let's just hard code that for a second.
It's fine.
So this component height already has the less 3. It just needs the less 6.
Mhm.
This
Yep.
is like more like pane height, right?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah. Well, it's like it's the yeah. That's that exactly right. Actually, yeah, that's
okay.
fine. Um. Okay. So now when we add, we want to go max lines -1 minus scroll pane height. I think is what we want to
No,
do.
that
It's
can't
been a
be right.
minute.
It's got to be like
Well,
scroll pane
because
height less
so
1,
if you have
right?
100 and the pane height is say
Oh,
20, you can only go up to actually 80, right? So your first, because we're talking about, let me just be clear, we're talking about the first visible index that's being shown here, right?
no, I think you're right.
It'll either be immediately evidently wrong or immediately evidently right. And we'll
That's
adjust from
great.
there.
Okay, so this will
Um,
only, so we need to get in there and scroll down. In fact, what we need to do is we need to go to laravel.log. Yeah, we need to clear all of that out. And then we
mhm.
need to have a little bit better understanding
Need
of
some
what's
insight.
happening. Yeah. So this will be a little bit better. So now if I take you, that should be correct. Okay.
Okay.
This should be a little bit easier to understand.
Correct. Good job.
Okay.
Okay. So already it looks too
Already
short.
looks
That's
weird. We
weird.
also have
Also,
no
we
scroll
don't have
bar.
oh, are we limiting the amount of logs coming in? What's the command you're
Maybe.
running?
Maybe. Okay. That's close. That was close.
Because it reverts to no scroll bar
What
if
do I need?
the
Like dash in something?
yeah, dash n and let's just say 100 just to like give us some breathing room. Yeah.
Can I do it there?
Mhm.
Or does it have to be? There we go.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
Okay. Good so far.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a lot easier to track, isn't it?
Oh, way easier. Oh,
Okay,
it's
so
looking
then we
good. It's
get
looking good. It's
close
looking good.
to the bottom. We stopped a little. Well, the in
It
my
is the end. It
opinion, the
should be at
scroll
the
bar
end.
is in the wrong position, but the
But it
lines are
means
in the
we're
right
probably doing
position.
something wrong, I would say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's definitely me, not Jess. That's for dang sure. I can guarantee you that one.
um
Oxyzone,
okay,
I am
let's
reading YouTube chats as well. Yes, I'm reading all chats. Okay.
what let's go back to the scroll bar method and make sure we're passing all the right params still.
Where
Yeah. Revlon's count. That's correct. Okay, so we have the visible, which is fine. The start, which is the scroll index, the allowed lines. Hmm. Maybe we don't need maybe the -1 is messing us up, although it shouldn't be, but maybe it is. Maybe the -1 is the
That's my
differentiator.
favorite fix. Is like, did the -1 need to be there? We don't know.
I don't know. Let's
We're
see.
gonna
Let's see
find
if it
out. I
breaks.
always do a -1 +1. See what happens. Um,
There we go. Now we're getting a little space at the bottom,
doing
which
a
is
little
weird.
over scroll.
So something's funny here. I'm not really
Something's
sure.
this is fine tunable later.
Yeah, but we have a scrolling bar, which is cool.
This is very cool.
Oh,
Allow.
are we getting? No, we shouldn't. No, no, no. I was thinking, do we have like an extra space at the end of the log? Is there a space at the end of the log? Do you have
Potentially.
automatically adding a space, or is there no space? Yep,
Hey, it's not our fault.
it's not our
It's
fault.
not our
No,
fault.
this is correct. This
Well,
is
I
the
mean,
correct output.
it's mostly my fault. Yeah. Why are you doing that? I
It
don't
just
want that
auto adds a
there.
space because that's an editor thing.
Oh, PHP storm, huh?
Um, so that's correct. That's good. We did it.
We did it.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
did we just loop around?
oh, you're
Uh
probably
oh.
not testing for uniqueness as you tail. Oh, because you were okay. Let's see. No, I'm just
What?
thinking.
Is that a command thing? Let's restart it.
Yeah. So basically something changed a couple of times and you are just still piping it straight through into it's not what would normally happen in a real log. You did something like weird, you resaved a file several times and so tail just kind of piped in the existing log back to you. Normally you would just get the new entries and you would probably be okay. But you
Got it.
should check that. That seems
Check
something's
that later.
funny there. That's later. That's a later
Something's
thing.
funny.
Yeah.
That's not the first weird thing I've done on this project. That's for sure. Okay, let's do. How much more time do you have? Any?
I probably have like 10 more minutes and then
All right.
I'm probably gonna bounce.
Let's do. Let's do a little bit of. Well, you tell me. So I have a few options here. We could do a little bit of cleanup, which
Okay.
isn't terribly sexy. We could do a like a pause and resume kind of thing. So here's the use case that I'm thinking of. If I'm like developing and something goes wrong, I want to come and look at the logs, but they might have scrolled off the screen by then, of course.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
this is good, but I basically want when I scroll up, I want it to, I don't know, like I don't know how to handle the logs continually appending and keeping my scroll position and then being
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm done scrolling. Let's like jump to the bottom.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. I mean, you basically have to say, like, is the scroll index currently at the end
Mm-hmm.
while when a new log comes in? And if
Mm-hmm.
it is, like adjust the scroll index to be the new end scroll index to account for the new logs. So you could just update that state automatically as logs come in. But if it's already
Oh.
not at the end, we assume you're scrolling and keep
Uh-huh.
it where it's at and let it come back. And then you could always have like a little shortcut that says like jump me to the, like live stream it or whatever, which basically like resumes the and it basically would update the scroll index to your last one so that when the next logs come in, we assume we're auto scrolling and it'll just start popping in. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Is that
Boy,
anything?
that's not a 10 minute. That's not a 10 minuter.
No, but we can talk about like the approach to what it would mean to pause if you wanted to like pause it coming in. Is that or you just want to do like an auto scroll, not auto scroll situation? That's really what you mean when you say pause. You're not saying pause them coming in. You're saying pause
Pause my
tailing.
view of what's coming in, I think.
Okay, so um,
So let's do this. Let's do real quick.
so we could make it. We could do this. We could do this. I think we can
Let's
get
make
we can get
sure
we can make some headway.
Let's make sure I'm going to open this test command and make sure I don't have any keys hanging around. I do not. So you can see how smart I am. I sometimes will just test things here because I don't really
Mhm,
understand some
mhm,
behaviors. Very normal.
mhm. Yep, yep.
Okay, so let's say while true info I plus plus I equals, who knows, we'll start at 40. Sleep for 1. Okay. That's going to log it, right?
Yeah. So here we could just right out the gate make this auto scroll very easily.
Okay.
So if we go back to our
I'm going to start this command.
okay. If we go to our, I
And then if
want to
we
say
run
it's the
that,
gathers input. Oh, are we
we
getting that's
should
sure that's good
see.
idea. Yeah,
Cool. Okay.
perfect.
So it's
Okay.
wonky, but it's working. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You wanted
Uh
to be here?
I think so. Is this where yeah. Is this where the scroll index lives?
I think the scroll index lives on this one.
You've already made this harder. Why? Okay. Yeah.
Well,
you
I
so
didn't, that wasn't me. You did
here's
it.
here's my thought on this, which is
Okay.
that where do we append the new lines in gathers output? Can you go to that method?
Uh huh.
Okay, so where's output? Lines, array slice. So right here, here's what we need to
Mm-hmm.
do. We need to
Okay.
check based on the current wrapped lines. Are we at the last scroll index we could possibly be at? Are we at the max?
Mm-hmm.
If we are, that means we can assume that we are auto scrolling. Okay. So basically,
We
like we
are.
just need auto scroll equals some sort of boolean, right? Oh god, I'm killing you right now. I can feel it. So
No, no,
let's just say
no.
true. We do some sort of check here that says like, are we auto scrolling at this point, right? Then we append the lines, and then we would say if auto scroll. Uh, oy, oy, oy.
No, no, no. I don't like it.
You don't like this,
I don't
okay? How do you
like
want
it.
to do
What
it?
if we do? What if we set? What if we set when the scroll index is -1, it's in live mode?
Well, because we need the scroll index to show where the scroll bar is on the scrolling. That needs to be set correctly. We can have a boolean that says like we're in live mode or we're not in live mode, right?
Well, if we follow that through and we come to the renderer, where do we take the index? If start equals -1, start equals what would be the last line, basically?
Okay. Yeah. Um.
Well, what would be the max? So if we come over here, what is the max? The max is max lines less scroll panel height, which we don't
Yeah.
have. Does this feel weird?
I think where you're going to run into trouble is as soon as you start scrolling, what does that look like? I.e., like, okay, so it's at -1 now, and I now scroll
Uh-huh.
up, and so I have to then check: are we at
Oh, you got to
-1?
check for
Set
-1
it,
everywhere.
set it. Yeah, -1 becomes this weird flag that we have to set everywhere, or we have to check for everywhere in order to
Yep.
understand what the index should be.
Yep, 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 yep.
Um,
All right, let's do the Boolean style.
I mean, I don't really love the boolean either, but we can start there and see if we can get it to work correctly at the
Well,
very least.
I don't like the idea of
It
mucking
knows too
about
much in
with
there. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, we can. I don't know how this is all set up, but who's calling on tick in here? Are you calling on tick in the dev command?
I think you're calling on tick. Use
Oh, is this just a
ticks. It's a
loopable?
loopable. Mm-hmm. So every tick, it sees if the command is trying to stop. Otherwise, it gathers up the latest output since the last tick. No good?
No, it's fine. I was trying to delegate the responsibility elsewhere, but we're not in direct control of like this doesn't know about the dev command, right? Or does it?
Correct. Correct.
Hmm, that's tricky. Um well,
So
this just
here's,
became a not
let's,
10-minute thing.
well, and we're already like 6 minutes into your 10. So we got 4 minutes
Yeah.
left. So let's program by wishful thinking and say that here we want, um, we're just going to say pause and live. And then we'll come over here. Where are you? We're going to say restart. These all need to be cleaned up just a little bit. We'll say pause and live. And
I mean, technically, you could make that one hotkey that switches based on what you're actually in, but that's for later.
I like that. Combine based on state.
Well, that
what
one
about that?
is, yeah. This I dig. I like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Nuna's here. Current command is a dev command. And so then if we come over here and we say we got scroll down, we got scroll up, what if we said we just want, then the question is, what do we do in here?
Well, if we say like set a flag to say what mode we're in.
Okay, I like the word mode. That seems cool.
Yeah.
No need to have random strings. We can just say,
wait,
go on.
Down. No, just keep. What was your thought?
I was going to say, no need to have random strings. We can just have a Boolean, right?
Okay. Here's the thing that we can do.
Yeah,
Great.
tell me.
We're here.
Yeah.
Let me type for a second. Let me just see if we
drive,
get
baby. Let's see it.
Pet function catch. I'm just gonna call this catch up scroll for right now.
Okay.
And this is void, and it's just gonna. Oh my god, this is killing me. I don't know
I'm
how
so sorry.
you do it. That's okay. If we can say, whoops, if this. There's just an immense amount of lag, so I can't see what I'm typing in real time. Basically, what we're going to do is set this scroll index equal to this wrap. Oh no, it's component. This component. Don't enter. Wrapped lines. Count minus this. What was the
I can scroll down. Hang on.
What was the thing? I don't remember what the thing was. Yeah. So, and just for right now, we'll just grab this
We'll
here.
fix all this later.
This will be nicer later. And then when we loop, go back to the main loop. Oh, I think I missed a semicolon here. Sorry.
Yeah, let me clean this up real fast. So we'll do this, and then we need to add public bool pause equal false.
And if we go back to the main loop,
the loopable,
and then we go, no, the main loop in the app state.
I don't know what the main loop in the app state.
Sorry, right there. Yeah, dashboard.
Rendered.
Sorry, I'm
rendered.
just the regular dashboard.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm being massively unclear. Go down to with the loop method, which is right there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And now we can say, we can grab this and we can say boop, and we can say catch up scroll here.
What?
And now I think this might do it, and I don't know, but like let's just rip it.
Okay, tell me what you've just done. So you've done this. You've done
so as we loop through, we are saying if it's not paused, set the scroll index to the last scroll index that's possible, meaning like we want the live feed of it. Okay. So every time we loop through, we're going to set it to the last one. But if we're not paused, we can scroll as we wish.
Oh, okay. So let's do this.
So in terms of a usability thing that we can flag for later, you should disable manual scrolling if you are in paused mode, because otherwise it's going to constantly fight you to be down instead of allow you to scroll through the thing. You could also say, as soon as we scroll, put it in pause mode. That could also be a thing that you do, but
yeah,
neither here nor there. Okay, let's try it.
All right. So we're just we're cruising.
Yeah.
It's getting a little weird. Don't know where
I
that's
think it's
coming
because
from.
we're getting mixed. You need to clean up the output that's coming in because you're getting, I think, chunks of like meaning when you're tailing, you're getting you're not getting clean output back, I think is what I'm saying.
Let's do that.
My goodness, what is happening now?
I do not know. But if we hit pause, it did pause.
Okay. And if we hit L, does it go back? Yeah.
And if you hit L, hey, I think
All
that
right. Did
works.
something. It's just a little something's off here. There's like something to
I think there's something
fix.
off with like the actual command.
Yeah, something's wrong. I'm not really sure what it
I'm
is,
not
but I
either.
have
But this
to
is good
pause
because
it
if
at this point.
we pause it, we can actually scroll up. Who knows why they're interleaved like that?
Yeah.
And then if we hit live, it pops back down to the bottom. So there's
We'll take it.
likely
it something about the
oh,
way this
no,
is
no, no.
coming
This
in.
person is totally right. Who is that? Chris. Chris on YouTube is totally right. I am starting this command twice.
Oh, oh, oh.
No, 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 no. Don't no no no. That's no, don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. No, no, no. That's not on me. You should have caught that.
Oh man, that's
You should have seen
hilarious.
that. All right. All right. Forget that ever happened. We're back, baby. We're back.
Okay, it's still doing something so weird, and I don't know what that is. What is happening here?
But it worked kind of.
Kind of worked.
Oh, now it's not pausing anymore. Okay. That's it. We're done. That was 10 minutes.
Okay.
We're
Thanks, dude. This
close.
was fun. This is
This
fun.
was
We
great.
got into a place where it's like, okay, we can play in this space a little bit.
Yes.
That's not
So there's
bad.
a lot to clean up. For those of you watching, you need to go find, well, there they are. You need to go find Jess Archer,
Jess Archer
who's
for sure.
created prompts underneath, and you need to go find Joe Tannenbaum, who created Chewy on top, both
Yeah.
Laravel employees. And also, while we're here, did you see this? Does this speak
I
to your
didn't want
Chewy
to.
heart?
I didn't want to. I.
I appreciate the respect.
I saw it yesterday and I was like, the urge to tweet this is
I
so
know.
strong because it
No,
really is fantastic, but
do
also I
that's
cannot,
very that's very
I cannot.
thoughtful. You are
But
free. All of you are free to like Planet Scale. That is totally
the
fine.
oh, I don't dislike them. I just,
Yes, that's totally fine.
uh, I think this
Yeah.
is
What do you think?
bold and fun and great, and I'm very, very into it. It's horrific on mobile right now, but it is great on desktop.
Oh, is that it?
Um,
Is that true?
it's probably a really hard thing to nail on mobile. I don't know.
This isn't
My
real.
phone
Not real
was
mobile.
wild. Um,
Yeah.
this is so cool. I think this is rad. I think this is
I
really cool.
immediately thought of you when I saw
Yeah,
this. I
yeah.
thought Joe's gonna like this.
Because like nobody's doing anything even close like this right now.
No,
Like this is so bespoke and so nice, and I think it's fantastic. I'm so
I
into
have
it.
questions about whether this will convert. Like, does this serve the business needs? But
That's a whole lot
I
of not my problem, but
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
agree. I agree.
Honestly, a lot of not my problem now too.
Yeah, yeah. But I respect the big swing, and I think for me it's working. I think it's great. Wow, they really minified the heck out of that. Huh?
They sure did.
But then they have to pre all this stuff because it's literally just text.
And
That's
then it's
amazing.
also remix. It's amazing.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought of you. I don't. I will withhold all opinions, but I thought of you when I saw this. I
I
thought
am a
Joe's gonna
fan.
love
I'm a big
that.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good for
for
you.
sure.
Good for them. All right. Thanks for doing
Uh,
this.
dude, thank you. It's a
Super
pleasure.
fun. Yeah, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I will. So here's last question, Joe. Do you think this is usable? Like not right now, but as a concept, having all of this running versus npx concurrently.
Um, when Taylor first showed us this a couple weeks ago or whenever it
Mm-hmm.
was, he'd be like, put it in the Slack channel. He's like, "What do you think?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "This feels like it should be a Chewy. Probably. It
Come
feels
on,
like exactly
hey.
kind of what you're building."
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, "Is this why I was hired? Is this the reason? Have we
Yeah.
finally gotten here?" Um, I think that here's what I think. I think it's actually a better user experience than the concurrently, in my
Uh-huh.
opinion. I don't
Uh-huh.
like that it's really all mixed together.
I don't either. Hate that.
It feels less like parsable to me,
Uh-huh.
but um, the difficulty of getting it exactly right, the types of
Uh-huh.
stuff that are going to be coming through the pipe in these streams
Yeah.
is hard, and making it
Yeah.
right across, especially different terminals, is very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I think tabs is a 100x experience over that. Like, this is a big leap forward. I like that, like, you can just start the whole process in one fell swoop. I do love
Yeah.
that. I just think that the output is not as parsable as I would like it to be, considering it's important stuff that I need to look at. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay, cool.
So
I
I think
agree.
it's a
Like
step in the right direction.
I don't want to see Vite constantly spamming stuff when I'm trying to find logs. And that's the
Yeah,
problem, in my opinion, with NPX concurrently is
yeah.
like the relative weight of importance is all set to equal, and it's like that's just not
Hmm.
true. And so I don't like
Hmm.
that.
That's
Okay,
my
cool.
feeling as well.
Well, I will get this polished up, and then we'll release it open source, and we'll let the people fix all the bugs. Isn't that how it works?
That's how it works. That's
And
how
if
it works.
anybody ends up using it, they have to pay me 8% of their revenue. So
There it
hey, we're
is.
just having fun. We're
There it
just
is.
having fun. All right, thanks y'all. Thank you,
All right,
Joe, for
dude.
doing this. We'll talk soon. See y'all later.
See you later.